Kentucky. Archery season. It's 91 degrees. Like, way too hot to be 3/4 of a mile back. I tried to call Uber Eats to bring me some water, but they don't have any reception, so I guess I'll just have to be thirsty all night. Some decent trails in here. There's a thicket on top of this ridge, about 100 yards away. We'll see what happens. I'm only sitting like 10 feet up. Hopefully I see something tonight. Venison sounds good for dinner.
Alright, so we're on our way out to my family property again. Kaden and Brett went out to public land. I was going to go with them. I was pretty set on letting this place sit tonight. I wouldn't see anything out here today because of the wind. And just so happened I set a camera up, a spot point, cellular camera down in the bottom of a creek bottom. Just to see what would happen. Put a little bait down there, and sure enough, an hour after Brett was saying we wasn't gonna see anything, seen one big rat, one side, big old rat come walking right past the camera. So what we hoping is he's gonna come back down, circling, looking for something to eat, trying to find something, and before he get to his destination, we get an arrow in him. So hopefully we let the PSC in a rage eat tonight. Ready to use this Cobra finally, let it kill something this season. So this is second day, third sit. Excited to see what we get. Buck, doe, whatever it is. I just love being in the outdoors, so I'm ready to get out there. We're gonna take our time, creep in super slow to get all the way down to the creek bottom, try to leave as less scent and make as least amount of noise as possible, and sneak up in this tree. And hopefully we're in there and sitting by 5 o'clock. All right, so just got back to the truck. It's about 8:08. It was a nice peaceful sit tonight. When we got in there, the buck was after, like I said, we saw antlers on the camera, and the reason why we never saw him again, I guess he just bedded down right there underneath the camera. So when we were sneaking down in there, we got about 50 to 75 yards out, and you see him just jump up and take off. He never blew, so he didn't warn the woods that we was there, but he just heard something coming down that wasn't normal, and he took off out of there, and we saw him. He was nice, big body. Couldn't see how many points, but I could see some mass. It was pretty thick rack, but he was a big body one. So we got in the stand, got in pretty quiet, broke a little sweat like towards the end, hanging 2 stands and bringing everything up. After that, we just sat. It was pretty quiet until about 7:10, 7:08, 7:10. Sam, he had a better angle. I couldn't see if it was a buck or a doe, but it was a big body, another big body deer. And he said it looked like he saw some points in velvet. So he was probably about the same spot where the deer ran when they saw us, about 50 to 75 yards away uphill. And then he went down into the ravine and hit the creek and then just kept on going up, and we never saw him again. But all in all, it was a good, peaceful sit. So we know the deer is out here. I've seen buck on that side. I've seen buck at the top. So now it's figuring out where they're going to be, playing the wind right, and picking the right stand and getting one down before we get out of here. With that being said, we're going to wrap this episode up. That's it for tonight. And maybe you guys see us back in camp.
That was fun, wasn't it?
I didn't see a deer.
I saw one deer. It's like 3/4 of a mile back. 91 degrees. Humid. Snakes and spiders everywhere. Can I drink beer?
Yes, I like the chili. So guys, we just got back. I was after Longtail. I got a little bit closer. I got on some of his rubs. I don't know if I got footage of a lot of that. You know, like 6 deer come in, they blew at me, and I don't know. I'm getting closer, getting to where he is, but I said there would be bloodshed, and there was.
There was bloodshed.
Caden decided to shoot a doe. He was watching him for how long?
At least an hour. I would have shot her earlier, but I couldn't get it on film. And they just messed around for like an hour. Right at last light, I decided to shoot one because it stepped out in the open. Needless to say, surprise, surprise, it wasn't a good shot.
Looks like we're gonna need Athena in the morning. We've been watching it over on slow-mo, and that deer raised its leg at like the worst possible second to scratch its nose, and Caden released the arrow. And at first we thought it hit the leg and shot down, and I watched it over 15 times, and I think he got just in front of it, and the ricochet was maybe a rib on the inside. We hope. So we'll go out there in the morning. He didn't even look at the arrow. Get Athena on it. Hopefully she does a little bit better with this track. Hopefully we got a doe. Why is Brett filming himself in the bathroom? His mustache used to be good luck. But it's time. It's time to shave it off. Because clearly it might be cursing our trip. Much better.